Go.
Hey everyone, this is Perry again. Got Nancy on the camera today so we can get a little better video, hopefully. Today I'm gonna make with a piece of corned beef, I'm gonna make pastrami. Okay? And we've completed the corned beef brine. In fact, we've already made the corned beef, and this is the last section we're doing. Okay, so you just start with your homemade corned beef, and you want to cover. You want to make a crust on this thing, so you put lots. This is a coarse ground pepper. Okay, you want to liberally put that on there, along with, depending upon your flavor. I like onion powder, and most of us do here. It takes on a good flavor. Make sure you get kind of hit the insides of any kind of cuts or slashes that you got into the meat. And garlic powder. Kind of work that one a little bit. I like a little basil. This is a fine sweet basil. Does a real good job, gives a flavor into the meat real good. Last, we're going to coat this thing with pickling spice. This is what we use for corned beef recipe for the cure, the wet cure. Now what I'm doing with this, once it's corned beef, I'm doing kind of a dry cure in a sense, because I'm going to have all this pickling spice adhering to the meat when I smoke it. Just want to get a good covering on this thing, because like I say, this is going to develop a crust like you see on any pastrami that you get out of the delis or anything like that. Just pack that stuff on there nice and good. I would not add any salt to this at this point, because you're already kind of salty because of the brine that you've made with your corned beef. So that's what you end up looking like. It's got all the pickling spices of basil. It's got bay leaf, of course, some red spices like gives you a little color, some peppers in there and that kind of thing. But that's all there is to it. We'll stop this now because I'm going to take this out and get the barbecue ready. And we're going to smoke this sucker for about 3 or 4 hours. And I'll see you in just a few out there at the smoker. Bye. Okay guys, this is part 2 of the smoking of pastrami. Okay, here's our beef brisket made into corned beef, now packed, heavily seasoned with pepper. We got garlic powder, onion powder, coarse ground black pepper, and pickling spices. Okay, and we noticed we got it clear down to the other end there from the chamber that comes beside it. Here is the firebox. Okay, firebox here, and the chamber opens up. You can see the briquettes down inside there. It lets the smoke inside this main chamber. It's a lot cooler smoke. Okay, and it sure sucks the flavor into the meat. When this thing gets done smoking, when you cut into this meat and you go to put a slice, take a slice off for a sandwich or something, you're going to notice that they're about an 1/8 inch deep all the way around it is going to be a smoke ring. Okay, you'll be able to tell how deep the smoke is permeated into the meat. Okay, so for now, I'm going to load this thing up with our hickory smoke blocks. And it'll start producing smoke here real shortly. I kept most of these wet all the time so that they'll produce a lot of good smoke. Sorry, I'm doing this by myself. But just lay it on there like that. Again. Oh yeah, it's starting to smoke again. Close up the little chamber, your firebox. I'm going to close up my damper here. And then we'll just shut this thing down about halfway so it still gets some air into the chamber and keeps that charcoal going. And look at that, here it comes already. Smoke's bellowing out. Make sure and if you use lighter fluids or anything like that to get your charcoal going, make real sure that that's all burned off before you start putting your blocks of wood on for smoke, because anything that comes into this chamber, that meat will take on the flavor of. So if you don't want the flavor of any kind of fluids you start your fire with, make sure it burns out all the way and your charcoal is nice and hot. You can't smell any more fuel. Alright, I'm going to close this up now. And, what time is it we got here? This is going to be about a 3 to 4 hour process because we're going to keep it about 140 degrees. Maximum should be about 160. Okay. Now we got smoke coming out the tube. And we can help control our heat inside by this damper by opening it and closing it. All it is a simple flap on top. I'm going to leave it about like that for now. Hold as much smoke inside this chamber as possible, and it also, right now it's heating up. So here in about 4 hours we should have some pastrami. I'll come out here about every hour or so and put another batch of smoke on it for the first couple 2-3 times anyway, and the last part is just basically the drying process more so. Okay, so we'll get this downloaded here in a little while, and have a good day.